atomic gigantification was a sweeping Japan nation when along came a dude with an ultra attitude, a common rider who's the greatest kicker of Japan. And of all, man, life's too short now, baby, to not talk big now, baby.
You're muted, good sir. I cannot. I can't. Nothing's coming out there. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Let's see. Hello, Robert Montserrat. Hello, Paul Caroline. Hello, Nathan. Hello, Acno Goji. What's going on? I'm just stalling until Elijah figures out his technical difficulties there. Okay, very good. Cool. How's everyone's day going? Still can't hear you. All right, then. Hello, kaiju lovers. How's the fabulous empire these days? It's good. Pretty good. Not much going on. The things are slow in the empire. Fortunately, it's been peaceful. Our enemies have been laying low. We've been keeping them at bay. So good times to be had by all. Oh, okay. I guess I'm running the show. Oh, okay. What's happening? Hello?
Hi.
There it is.
Oh, okay. Well, well, that was embarrassing.
Oh,
So to rewind, hold on. To rewind. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Kaiju Conversation Live. I'm your host, Elijah, and this is not my second time attempting this, as StreamYard loves to give me problems, as I mentioned that you didn't hear before, but we are back at it again in a new Kaiju Conversation Live, where I have great conversations with people. And even though she's already run the show so far because I have failed already, I have a great special guest tonight. She is somebody, while she may not give herself the credit, she is one of the best and brightest minds in the kaiju fandom. So without further ado, allow me to introduce, although she's already introduced herself, reintroduce Her Majesty herself, the Queen of Kaiju, Miss Kaiju Kim.
Yay, that's me.
So,
Elijah, thank you for having me on.
Thanks for being on.
That was a great blooper. That didn't happen. That was very interesting.
Maybe I'll just go in and cut that part out.
Yeah, no one has to know. It's fine.
Okay, so, avoiding the fact that, oh God, my hair's doing the thing. This is a rocky start.
If you want me to mess up my hair too, make you feel better, I can do that.
Here, I'll do this. I'll look like Dwight from The Office.
Oh my gosh.
There. How's that look? Do I look okay?
You look fantastic.
So, Cam, how's it going?
It's going okay. Not much going on. Been kind of laying low for the most part. I kind of disappeared from the internet at the beginning of the year, just to, get some priorities straight and, figure out what I'm doing with my life. So there's that. I'm still figuring things out, but I'm getting better.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. That's when you did that, it's always, when you're friends with people on the internet, when they say, hey, I have to step away for a while, there's always that little concern, of like, oh no, like what's going on? Like, I can only do so much, at the end of the day, I'm just a icon with some text on the screen,
Yeah.
all those thoughts go through your head, right? But, we don't talk often, but we talk enough, and I've noticed a huge change that's been good. So I'm happy to see that things are going in a direction that is hopefully good. You seem better, and that makes me happy.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, things are better. I've got some things happening later this year that will, put me on the path to where I want to be in life. So that's good. And, I don't need to be secretive about it. I am going back to school to finish my degree finally. It's a long story with my educational journey, but yeah, going back to school that will hopefully help me land a good job and, make some money so I can keep going to G-Fest.
So, okay, I want to talk about G-Fest, but school has actually been something that has been on my mind lately.
Okay.
Because I am kind of at a point where I'm kind of done with my job. I should probably say that, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't really care at this point.
You work retail, right? So
yeah.
I understand completely. I worked retail for 9 years, and I never want to go back ever again.
Yeah. So this last week, and this is something I think I talk about. No, actually, it's in the most recent upcoming episode of the actual podcast. So this last week, I worked 84 hours.
Good Lord.
I was the only manager. So I'm in management. My boss was on vacation, and my co-manager was on vacation, and our other co-manager quit. So it left me to run the store not the whole store, but my department by myself. And so it was basically wake up at 9 a.m., go to work, take a 30-minute lunch, get back, work until about midnight, go home, go to bed, wake up, do it again.
Oh my gosh, you poor thing.
So I'm kind of surprised that I even have hair to like have a messy hairdo.
Yeah, you're not pulling it out from all the stupid people.
Yeah, so to be honest, I've kind of been like, I'm done. I want to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I was grouchy. I didn't like how I was so grouchy. I'm not a grouchy human being, contrary to what Nathan might tell you. I'm actually a pretty happy person. But I was like that grumpy old man yelling at clouds. Like, that's how I felt.
Yeah, no,
and
retail will do that to you.
So I've been kind of like, when after the end of the year and I get my yearly bonus, I'm kind of like weighing my options here.
Mm-hmm.
And school is definitely on that list for me. So, Kim, you went, and we don't have to dive into your personal life, but you went to school for broadcasting, right?
I did. So going, yeah, I went to school for broadcasting. There's some stuff that happened before that, but we don't need to get into that.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to a community college for broadcasting, and it was a really cool experience. I got to like get some hands-on stuff, at least until COVID happened. So that was fun. Like, yeah, I started school really late, but it was a good time.
So, if you don't mind me asking, what do you plan on going back for?
I'm majoring in film and television.
I love that. That makes me happy. I love that. That's the dream, right, Kim? I think I say that, and I feel
Indeed.
You and I both feel the same way about that.
Mm-hmm.
So, out of curiosity, how many are you're going for your bachelor's or your master's?
My bachelor's. I have my associates. I am now, and I started to go for my bachelor's at another school, but that school was not the right fit for me, and so I took a few years off, and now I'm going back to finish my bachelor's.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So that's something that's always been kind of in the back of my head, you know, because some people say go to school for film. Rex, the co-host of Kaiju Conversation, he's actually in film school right now. Okay. He is doing this is his freshman year in college, and he's currently, I think he's doing a screenwriting class. I think that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been kind of listening to what he's been saying. And, you know, there's all the big people, you know, they're like, oh, I go to film school. Go to film school. It teaches you so much. And then some people are like, nah, don't do film school. Like, just grab your camera and go film. And it's like, well, which one works? I can't really tell. So that's been something I've always been like, do I want to spend money? Do I not? Do I want to just spend my money on other things and save my money from school? I don't know.
Yeah, that can be a tough decision. I guess it kind of depends on, you know, what school you go to and what program you go into. I know Quentin Tarantino didn't go to film school, and he's successful, as I'm sure you know.
Yeah, even though I've never watched his stuff.
Yeah, I'm not huge on Quentin Tarantino. I just know that he never went to film school. He just watched films, and that's a good way to do it. But I think school would be a good way to get some hands-on experience. Mm-hmm. You know, but then again, you can also get hands-on experience by, you know, picking up a camera and filming yourself. But like then again, like where you're going to get the equipment, it goes. It can go either way, really.
Yeah, and that's so. I actually did kind of go to film school in airports. So right as I was concluding high school, I got to go to a class that was outside of high school. That was like in between your college and in between. It was like in between trade school, college, and high school. So it was kind of that, and I did that for 2 years. And through that, I actually got to intern on a Super Bowl advertisement, which was pretty cool. That was really cool, like hands-on work. I got to be on location for this gas station for their ad, and then I went back to the production studio where they did all like the food filming and whatnot, and I got to see like where the producers sat and watched while the people filmed, and the PAs like sat off in another room waiting to get called on, and all that kind of stuff. And so that was something that was really cool. And I've actually thought about kind of reaching out and saying, hey, I did this with you guys a couple years ago. I've got a little experience in film through my own work. Is there any way I can... I don't want to get paid. I just want to come work. Just let me do this.
Yeah, you can do something like that. I mean, in my experience, networking and word of mouth is the best way to, you know, get work like that. So yeah, I would say go for it. Go for stuff like that, and put your resume out there. Like you know, put like all your short films that you've done like on your resume and just put it out there. And that's how I got the last steady job that I had a couple years ago. That they kind of accidentally found me on Indeed, and I was like, "Hey, you look like you can do the things that we need you to do. Why don't you come work for us for a couple of months?" I'm like, great, cool.
And that was on the streaming show, right?
Yes, it was a Crackle show called Inside the Black Box.
I can't believe you got that gig. That's so cool.
It is cool. It's the coolest job I've ever had, and I've been sad that I haven't gotten another opportunity like that. And I was hoping for it to be renewed for another season, but it didn't. So just kind of wait for the next thing, I guess. Your hair looks fantastic, by the way.
Thanks.
Where is it going? It looks like it wants to go on onto an adventure or something.
I think it does.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of jump in here into the chat so we can kind of catch up here. So we got Nathan in the chat, harassing me as always. Mr. Daniel DiManna.
Danny.
Love to see Danny in here. Nathan brings up, there we go. Brings up my hair. If I'm a punk or a disheveled anime character, how about both?
The answer is yes.
Danny's listening to you very lovely, to you lovely humans on my work computer while writing scripts. Clearly he's a writer. Yes, Danny, clearly you are a writer.
Clearly.
Aknos saying he would love to go to film school, but it is expensive.
That's so expensive. I mean, the school that I'm going to isn't like specifically a film school, so that does save a little money. But the school that I initially wanted to go to was just like, no. It's like, no.
Right.
Like,
I live by an art school.
Yeah.
And they have a whole film division. Like they have all the equipment you could possibly need, all the rooms you could possibly need. They even require like Asian art studies, which I think would be really cool to do, specifically because of my field of interest. But it's like to get tuition, it's like $36,000 a semester or something. It's like really expensive, and it's like I have no desire in spending that much money.
No, thank you.
And then Robert brings up, I've been told degrees help jobs see you, that you can commit to things at least, so they're good for that, I suppose. And that's kind of what I've heard.
Yeah. I mean, I only have an associate's degree, and I only got one good job with that, so I can't really vouch for that too much, but, you know, whatever.
And see, that's something where it's like, I've heard the degree argument, and then I've heard, like, do your own thing, because if you're financing, doing, like, creating your own stuff, putting it out there, that also shows you have the drive and you want to do it, and you have the commitment because you're putting in your own time, your own money, your own, like, effort.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a kind of whichever one you want. I know a fun little factoid about Rex. I keep bringing him up, but he's kind of my best example here. He actually used the podcast as a part of his like his whole thing he had to do to get into the school he went into. Was he was like, hey, I do film appreciation on my podcast that I co-host, Kaiju Conversation. We cover Japanese cinema and we talk about all this different stuff. And he was like, yeah, I use that for kind of getting into college. And I thought that was really cool.
That is cool. Yeah, sometimes you got to do that. Use your, Elijah's hair looks fantastic.
It does. And then I agree with Danny here. It is called the Shum way, you know, specifically when it's like that. Ha! Ha! And then higher education has become something of a racket. And that's another thing that, you know, kind of, for me, growing up was really interesting was they really push college. Like, I remember all through kindergarten, middle school, high school, they're like college. And then once you get to high school, they're like, well, trade school actually pays you more and you have to pay less to go to school for it. And then they're like, maybe go to that. It's like, well, you've been telling us to go to college for like half our school career. What do you want from us? It's such a crazy. It's like my hair, you know. It's a metaphor.
Yes, your hair is the education system. The education system is garbage. I mean, you really don't need more than an 8th grade education, in my opinion. But anyway, yeah, I understand. I initially went to a trade school like 3 years after I graduated high school. I did that for like 6 months. Didn't really get me anywhere. And then I went to a community college a few years later, and that seems to be the way to go for me. But everyone's different. Everyone has a different path, and I think it's sad that so many parents just force their kids to go to college. Mm-hmm. It's like, they force you to grow up, like you have to go to college and get an education. But and it's like okay, but like I don't know what I want to do though. Like like I don't know what I want. And some kids do know what they want in life, and that's awesome. But there are some kids like me who don't quite know what they want, so they have to take a year or two off, or 9 in my case. But you gotta let your kids grow at your own pace. Like that's just how life is. You gotta go through life at your own pace. And that's just not the way to do it. Just forcing your kids to go to college. Can't be doing that.
Right. See, I know. So, like, I've wanted to do film since, like, 5 years old. Like, I blame... Who was it? I almost want to say it was David Kallett. Because Kallett, I think, told the story of how Ishiro Honda was on a film set one day as, like, a teenager. And he was like, who's the guy, like, calling the shots? And they were like, that's the director. And ever since that day, he wanted to be a director. And that story was like, I want to be a director. I want to make a Godzilla movie. So like, since like for me, a very young age, it was like, I want to do film. Like I've my whole life has been on that course. And, some people have been like, well, what if you don't want to do that? What if that's not what you want to do? I'm like, well, I guess I'll find out. But the one thing that brings me joy, the one thing that like makes me feel like I've accomplished my day, like at a job is filming. I love filming. There's something about it that's just so magical and fulfilling. At the end of every day I'm on a film set, I'm exhausted. Like I'm ready to go to bed. I feel like I can go to bed happy. And then I wake up ready to go. And it feels right, It's that feeling you get.
Yeah, you gotta go after what makes you happy, makes you excited.
And that's one thing, you brought up how kind of parents push kind of college onto people. I'm thankful my parents, she only highly suggested to go to trade school to learn a trade in case my primary goal didn't work out. And I respect and understand that wholeheartedly. And I think that was good to kind of ingrain that of like, okay, you have to know how to do, like, you have to have a backup in case something falls through. And I haven't really followed that per se, but like, I've not forgotten that. And I know Nathan said it, but I'm going to highlight Danny's comment because Danny's the one that said it. Because Danny's cooler. Quote, follow your bliss. I have a singular bracelet so far with the quote. Danny and I were on the phone last night. I found my second quote, but I think my third one's going to be this one. Follow your bliss. I love this quote.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Robert here saying, in high school, I remember daydreaming about being the first American Godzilla director. I didn't count 98 back then.
I don't think anyone counts 98.
So, actually, speaking of Godzilla, you brought it up. G-Fest.
G-Fest.
2 weeks from today, G-Fest officially starts.
I'm excited. I'm very
going?
excited for G-Fest. It's going to be my 5th G-Fest. I already got my itinerary typed out. I know what panels I want to hit. And now, because I'm crazy, I'm already planning like what I'm going to pack. Like, I was about ready to dig out my suitcase from my closet this morning, but I was like, all right. We still got 2 weeks. Let's pipe down. Okay.
You're not crazy, Kim. Because I've had my suitcases out for a month.
Oh my!
I've been slowly packing stuff.
Oh, I thought I was crazy. Now you one up me.
So, in all fairness, not only am I packing stuff to bring to sell, because I'm going to bring some stuff to sell, I'm also packing my toiletries, my outfits, because I have to come with like a whole wardrobe. I have at least 7 outfits planned. And then I also have all of my filming equipment because I'm going to be doing some press coverage thanks to Kaiju United. I'm going to be doing that as well. So I need that. So I have a whole suitcase just filled with camera equipment. and then I have a suitcase that's got stuff to sell and what will be my haul. And then I've got a tiny suitcase for my clothes and shoes and a backpack for my other clothes and toiletries.
Wow. You got your you got it made. You got it all figured out already.
Yeah, but then once I get there, I kind of have to lug all that around. I'm not looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I get Roy, my husband, to carry my stuff if it gets too heavy. So I got that going for me.
I need a Roy in my life.
You
That's
do.
what I
Everyone needs a Roy. He's fantastic.
Is he going to be tagging along again?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He always comes with me. It's always more fun when he comes with me. He's been coming with me since the beginning. So yay.
Good. We got Nathan asking an important question. Are you going to your friends' panels? Not all of them. You don't need to go to all of them. But are you going? What? Can you give us a hint at what panels you're going to?
Okay, so I have something interesting to share. I don't want to announce exactly which panels I'm planning on attending because, well, I kind of have this one subscriber who gives off creepy stalker vibes. Okay. This person tagged me in a video like a month or two ago saying that they were going to be at G-Fest. And about halfway through the video, they show a thumbnail from my vlog from last year. And then they say something like, I will be in the video this year, Mrs. Kaiju Kim. You can't hide. I will come to all your panels, front row, so I can get a whiff. So there's that. So I'm thinking, hey, joke's on you, dude. I don't have any panels this year. So yeah, but yeah. And the description of the video is just Kaiju Kim, Kaiju Kim, Kaiju Kim over and over again. And if you look at this person's channel, you can see they kind of have a kind of a weird obsession with me a little bit, kind of. So yeah, there's that.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say, Kim, I have like 0 Fs left to give. So if you're ready, like if anything happens, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll dispatch them. Let's just say that.
Okay, I've got my boys. I've got my boys on my side. But yeah, kind of have to be on my guard this year.
I'm with Leslie here. Yeah, I'm with Leslie. We'll take care of him. Them. I don't know who it is. Them. We'll take care of them.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. I know I got my boys to protect me.
But jumping a little bit here, Acno will be coming back. Helmy will be back.
Yay!
Robert will be back in his 19th G Fest.
Oh, wow!
What a Chad move, Robert. What a Chad move. 19. And then Danny spitting facts here. Roy is a treasure.
Yes.
Love Roy.
Love him so much.
So, well, either way, Kim, I'm really excited to be there, and I'm really excited to see you. There is something I'll have you do while you're there. I can't talk about it because I haven't revealed yet what you and I did together. You did a little thing. Thing.
Are we referring to the thing that?
The thing, yeah.
The thing that happened that you needed a thing for?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I gotta have you do a little thing for me when we're there. It's only gonna be a few seconds, but I need you to do a little thing.
Okay.
But I'm really excited to have you there, and if you can make it to that thing, we're being very vague here with the thing.
I think I know. Yeah, I think I know the thing that you're referring to. So, we're gonna do a thing that's taking place at the place.
There's a little thing I'm gonna ask of you.
Okay.
For the thing. At the thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was. Okay, cool.
This is everybody listening is just 100% on board with exactly what we're saying right now.
The thing.
The thing, that thing, Godzilla versus the thing. So, yeah, it's there's a little thing there that's going to be exciting, and Danny does know the thing. It's a cool thing, yes, quite.
Yes, quite.
John Carpenter's the thing, but no, that'll be exciting, and it's going to be cool because you'll be there among some other people that know and did the thing. So that'll be pretty cool to kind of have everybody there. Cool. So yeah, I can't wait. You know, one of my favorite things of the last few G-Fests, because Nathan has to, of course, bring it up. Robert's gone to almost as many G-Fests as I've been alive. Thank you, Nathan. The dinners and the lunches are easily some of the best moments in G-Fests for me. I love being around the people. My people. The people.
Yes, that's what I love about G-Fest. I get to be around my people for an entire weekend. It's wonderful. It's great.
And then it's awful at the end. It makes you want to cry.
It sucks when you have to leave and it's all over. And this year might actually be a little extra sucky for me because it might be my last G-Fest.
I had to let that sit for a second.
Yeah. It might be my last G-Fest because it's getting freaking expensive, man. I got to pay for flights. I got to pay for the room. I got to pay for food. And I always leave that place with, something from the dealer's room. And yeah, I think last year I spent more money on food than in the dealer's room. So yeah, I didn't buy that much, granted. I just got some stuff for my dad and my niece and my nephew, but still, yeah, we will be living off protein bars and microwave meals this year.
I think I speak for a lot of people when I say that this year has been very difficult to kind of prepare for financially.
Yeah, especially since I haven't had a steady job for almost 2 years now. And it's been harder to pay for things. So I'm going to have to scale back a little bit, and I might have to make some sacrifices. And unfortunately, the big sacrifice I might have to make is G-Fest because it's like my most expensive trip of the year. And I just can't do it no more, man.
I feel that. I was a little worried about my ability to go to G-Fest until my 90-hour work week. Because I just got back from a trip, from an actual vacation, and that kind of sucked a lot of my funds out. Now, I had a great time. Amazing. Like, it was the first time in a long time that I actually relaxed on a couple days and didn't, hate myself. So it was really awesome to kind of have that. But then I was like, oh, crap. I got to, come up with a huge amount of money because, like you said, you got your travel, which I've already paid for, but the travel, the room, which, you don't pay for the room until you get there. And there's a deposit on the room that sucks even more money out. And then the food, I think it's pretty typical that the red bar is kind of where you have to go towards the end of the night. And it's like, oh God, you're not walking out of there without paying $35 for an entree.
Yeah, at least $35. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, no, I'm bringing some freeze dried meals that you would take on a trail on a hike or something. I'm gonna get a little portable electric kettle. I'm gonna make my meals in my hotel room. I'm gonna eat right out of the pouch right there. That's gonna be my sustenance for the weekend because I can't do it anymore. And I guess these past couple of years I've just starting to lose my enthusiasm for kaiju stuff, like I feel like there's not much there for me anymore. Like, I mean, the only reason I'm going this year is because of you and Nathan and Danny and the rest of my boys who I love very much. But other than that, I don't think there's really much there for me at G Fest anymore. Like, I guess it's the mental state that I've been in these past couple of years, these past few months, even. And just not much keeping me there, except for you guys.
First of all, don't hit me like that. Don't hit me like that. You can't make me cry. This is my show, Kim. That's actually interesting. So you're not the only person in our giant, what seems like ever-growing friend group, who has kind of voiced that, kind of like they're stepping back. The person I know specifically, he's been selling off a lot of his collection. He's been dialing it back on what he's doing, being involved in the fandom.
I know to whom you're referring.
And I think that's interesting. You know, I think, speaking more on myself, I don't know if this is self-deprecating, but like I tend to do a lot. You know, I do my live stream shows. I do my podcast almost weekly. I have, countless projects I'm working on. So for me, it's like I kind of live, breathe, and eat this, which is kind of weird because I didn't always do that. And it's not something like I thought I would be doing. And I don't aim to do that, but it just kind of happened, And it's interesting to see, it's not even a negative thing. It's just interesting to see my friends kind of do that, And I think it's kind of interesting to kind of watch that happen and kind of understand that,
Mm-hmm.
So do you think it's just kind of there was a lot all at once and now you kind of get to kind of step back and just kind of casually enjoy it and not really stress over it? Or what do you think that is?
I don't know. I just when I first went there in 2018, that was before I revived my YouTube channel, and I still had a good time. It was just me and my now husband. He was still my boyfriend at the time, Roy. We went together. It was a good time. I actually my first G Fest, I got to participate in Jeopardy. I lost, but I got to participate, so that was fun. But yeah, I didn't have any pressures to do anything, create content or anything like that, and I kind of want to go back to that. Just enjoy it as a fan. I mean, I'll probably still vlog and do a post live stream after G Fest, but other than that, I just kind of want to, for the most part, I just want to be laid back, be chill, if you will.
Yeah, I can't dive too much into it because it gets into some red tape. But I've actually talked to a couple people because in recent time for me, it has been getting really weird because I'm starting to get to see behind the curtain in a couple places. I'll just keep it as that. And it's been really conflicting for me to know how things work. Not just on a fandom scale, but even on a filmmaking scale. There's a project I'm working on that required me watching a movie that's not out yet. And it was kind of weird because I watched this movie and I was like, I can literally tell you exactly how they edited this. That's something I could literally frame by frame tell you exactly what they did to make this movie. And it was a really surreal experience for me. And not necessarily in the most positive ways, because it the magic's kind of being lost, that curtain, you're the Wizard of Oz is now being revealed,
Mm-hmm.
And that not only is that happening on a film scale, but I'm kind of noticing that kind of on a fandom scale as well. And it's not as cool as people might think. I feel like a lot of people would be like, "Oh, like how this works? Like that's so cool. Behind the scenes how things are running. Like that's really cool." And it's like, yeah, but it's I kind of miss the days where it's like, you show as just we're talking about G-Fest, show up, you go to the panels, you go to the dealer's room, you talk to people, you call it a day, right? Like once you start doing stuff, like panels or whatnot, you realize like, oh, so this is the work that goes into this. Suddenly, those things that you once were oblivious to, you suddenly know. And it's like, well, this is different. It hits differently. Mm-hmm. And it's not necessarily the best, but it's not like it's not like I hate G-Fest. I'm not even talking about G-Fest really, but like, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just, it's different. The magic is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan says it best here.
The curse of knowledge. Yes.
Yeah. So I kind of get what you're going at there. Kind of the whole, especially content creation. Let me tell you, like news, kaiju news. I will never do that again.
I could never. Kudos to you guys for doing that for so long, because I could never.
Oh my God!
It's just the stress of keeping up with everything that's happening in the kaiju community, and it's just like what? Why? Wow.
It's kind of like, so whenever I was in middle school and whatnot, we had to watch like a world news show every day. So we watched this and it was like, oh my God, the world's falling apart. But the moment you stop reading and looking at the news, everything's fine again. Mm-hmm. It's when you like dive into it and you like, when you actually look into it, that's when it turns into something not so good. It's like, maybe it's best to not know what's going on. Like it just makes life a little bit better.
Ignorance is bliss, as they say.
And oh yeah, I kind of feel that. Kind of jumping in here into the chat, there's been a lot of people talking here. Mm-hmm. Everybody here kind of is talking about how it is getting a little more expensive and whatnot. And then, G-Fest, not hitting the same, talking about AMA, that's something. Now, I've heard a little bit about a little show that you've been to, that it's actually it's growing and it's doing pretty well. Mm-hmm. It happens in Brooklyn. I seem to forget the name of this
what was
thing.
It? What was it? Let's see. I think it was Daikaiju Manhattan. That's what it was.
Yeah. That sounds right.
That's the one. There it is. Now, Kaiju Brooklyn. Yes. It's a relatively new convention. The first event was last October. It started off as a one-day pop-up event with a bunch of vendors and some kaiju-themed drinks and a film screening. And that's really all there was the first year, which is to be expected because it was the first year. Kaiju Brooklyn 2 happened actually at the beginning of this month. And there was a lot more going on, and it kind of felt like a mini G-Fest, actually. They still had the vendors, of course, and then they also had panels, a cosplay contest, a VIP screening the night before, and then the public screening later that night. It was great. I met up with my friend Yoko Higuchi. No relation to Shinji Higuchi, but he was on the production. He was a production assistant on Shin Godzilla, so that's cool. I know somebody who worked on Shin Godzilla. Cool. But yeah. As a matter of fact, one of his panels at Kaiju Brooklyn was him sharing his experience on the set and whatnot. It was a good time. Kaiju Brooklyn 3 has not yet been announced, but I will definitely make an attempt to go there next year. It's certainly a lot more affordable than G-Fest because I do not have to fly there. I can just take a bus and a train, and that's significantly less expensive. And the tickets are less expensive too, so that works out. But yeah, if this is indeed my last G-Fest, then I'm going to Kaiju Brooklyn. Kaiju Brooklyn will fill that void, and I can still be around my people. So got that going for me.
A couple of people messaged me and were like, "Why aren't you at Kaiju Brooklyn?" I was like, "Well, I'm currently on vacation and I can't afford this." But I'd love to go to Kaiju Brooklyn one time, at least once. My biggest problem is like, so to fly to Chicago for me is like $500. So I know like flying to Kaiju Brooklyn flying to Brooklyn, first of all, is going to be expensive. Second of all, finding a place to stay at would like kill my wallet. I guarantee it. And then like if I'm going to Brooklyn, if I'm going to New York, I can't just go to Kaiju Brooklyn. Like there's so much. I've never been to New York. I want like, oh my God, I would want to go to like every place that 98 went. I'd want to go to a couple comic book shops. I would want to go to the Statue of Liberty, Empire State. Like, there's so much. I couldn't do it. I would like that would be a whole trip that I would have to do. And then it's like finding travel. I would want to like. I love trains. I love riding them. So like, I'd want to be on the subway. I don't know. I'm sure it smells awful. I'm sure. You know, after a certain hour, you probably don't want to be on them. Mm-mm. But I want to ride the subway. It sounds so fun.
Yeah, it's all right, I guess. Just make sure you don't get on the wrong train.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a lot like Chicago. I'm very acquainted with Chicago's.
It's a little. It's similar to Chicago, only it's like numbers and letters instead of colors. So,
gotcha. Yeah, because I could tell you about the red line and blue line for Chicago, but I couldn't tell you about purple, yellow, or I think it's green, if I remember correctly. And I have an account with them. I don't even know this stuff. I should. But there's a couple people here talking about Kaiju Brooklyn. Jacob brings up how good it was. Yeah, talking about going back.
Ran into Jacob a couple times.
Robert wants to go to Kaiju Brooklyn. Danny brings up the point of the knowledge is cursing the magic. Acno brings up driving. I could not drive to Brooklyn.
Yeah, and driving to Chicago from New Jersey would take like 18 hours, and I ain't trying to do that.
For me, if I were to leave at like 7 in the morning and drive to Chicago, it would take me all day.
Yikes.
So I just ride the train. Like this year, I'm taking an overnight train. I'll sleep and then I'll get into Chicago, ride the light rail, and I'll meet up with Jacob and kind of chill for a couple hours until the Pickwick. Leslie brings up really expected G-Fest to be on and popping with the -1 Oscar Netflix success and the Monsterverse success. And the celebration of the 70th anniversary of the franchise, so he thinks it's going to be cool. And what's funny is I'm on like 2/3 of that stuff. And no pressure about -1 and the 70th anniversary of Godzilla and all that.
Of course not. No pressure as Elijah's hair descends into madness.
Robert brings up how G-Fest is crowded. It's
always crowded.
Talks about New York being worth a visit.
I have New York in my blood. Both of my parents were from New York.
The American Natural Hit. Oh my God!
Yes, absolutely.
Oh
absolutely.
God!
You have to visit that, and I also recommend. This is in Queens, but I also recommend you visiting the Museum of the Moving Image. That's in Queens, though.
I would love to go to Queens.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Like a whole trip to New York would just be like, oh. I there's no way I could afford it. There's no way. Like I would need like 2 weeks. What I need to do is make a friend in Brooklyn or New York that has a couch, a very comfy couch. Just be like, hey, can we arrange?
The closest you got is me. I live in New Jersey. You can just hop on the bus with me.
How comfy is your couch?
It's pretty comfy.
Okay. I'll talk. My people will talk to your people. Okay,
Fantastic.
Kim. Danny brings up something I too would love to do. See a Broadway show.
Good times. That's fun. I love seeing a Broadway show. I think Roy and I go to a Broadway show at least once a year. It's fun.
See, I have a little bit of a background in theater, so I feel like that would be just something that like I'd love to go see, just to kind of like immerse myself in kind of. I would love to see a Little Shop of Horrors production, just because I have that deep-seated connection that has led to me never being able to watch that movie ever again.
Oh my gosh.
And it's not a bad thing. I just watched it too many times.
Oh, wow.
We got people talking about G-Fest being huge. Robert talks about the Moving Image Museum. Lots of Jim Henson stuff.
Mm-hmm.
-1 panel Jacob brings up.
Mm-hmm.
Leslie asks if I'm on the Mothra versus Godzilla. I'm not. It's probably a good idea. I'd be lynched if I was. But Danny will be, and he can fill my space. Danny talks about going to the moving images. So what I'm hearing is Danny and I, New York trip. That's how we do it.
Yeah. Let me know when y'all are in town. We'll hang out.
See, there you go, Danny. We're going to make it happen. That'll be a 2025 trip.
Yay.
Maybe. I don't know. I have a couple. I try to go on 2 to 3 trips a year. I've got 2 of them figured out. So maybe that'll be my winter. How's the winter weather there in December and November?
Winter is it's not terrible. It was terrible a few years back, but it's not so bad now. I mean, I can handle it. It's not as cold as like, I don't know, up north, but it's,
okay. So by cold, like what are we talking?
Sometimes it gets down to like 18 degrees.
Okay. That's fine.
But it's gotten lower than that in past years. Like
Okay.
below freezing, like 9 degrees. It was bad. There was like a
So
cold vortex. It was bad.
the coldest I've had to deal with was last year. It was negative 26.
Oh dear God.
Yeah, I had to go push carts in that.
Oh, my condolences.
Honestly, after like 20 minutes, you just your body turns purple and you just kind of don't feel it.
I mean,
It's fine.
I'm feeling like that's not healthy. That's not normal.
Maybe you're onto something there, Kim.
Yeah, might not be a good time.
Kaiju Fanatic brings up something that I have actually talked about recently. Going to Japan.
I want to go to Japan so bad, but I don't have money.
See, that is something, honestly, that's something I feel like a group of us should plan for, like make it a group vacation.
Yes.
And then I'm trying to learn Japanese. So,
Watashi mo.
what'd you say? Sorry.
Watashi mo.
Okay. Hi. I'm trying to think here. Yoku wa Nihongo o mimasu ka?
Nani?
I don't know if that actually worked. Maybe.
Nihongo wa skoshi hanashimasu. Demo mada jouzo ji arimasen.
Yeah, you know more than me. Yeah. Well, there was a little bit of Japanese. I've been trying to use it a little more at work actually. I will speak Japanese to a couple people and they're just kind of staring at me like what am I doing? What am I saying?
Oh.
It's like I'm studying. Let me study. I gotta kind of get it. I gotta get it in my brain.
Yeah, I recommend using Pimsleur. Have you used Pimsleur?
No.
Yeah, that's how I learned the little bit that I know right now. I can comment on the weather. I can ask where Shinjuku Station is. I can tell you that I speak Japanese a little bit, but I'm not skilled yet.
I could understand if you said like where is Shibuya Station? Because wouldn't that be Shibuya Eki wa doko desu ka?
Hi.
See, I know a little bit. I know a little bit.
You're learning. You're learning.
So that's something I'm trying to continue to do. I have a couple friends in Japan, so I'm kind of hoping I can work up the courage to ask if they can help teach me a little bit. Oh God, Jacob said something
in Japanese. Minna.
No. Minawa.
No, it's Minna ni wa something else.
Mina.
No. Kaiju da.
Mini.
Mini.
Miniwa. It's me, Miinya, Minira.
Minira.
Wa. Yeah. Because the wa or the smaller, that's yeah.
Miniwa wa shiju.
We have Jacob posting the Romanji.
Yeah.
Miniya wa shoujo saiko no kaiju da. Manila is.
Don't make me whip out Google Translate.
It's a possessive kaiju.
Yeah.
Manila is Psycho. Oh my God, I know Psycho. Psycho. I don't remember it.
I got nothing.
Jacob, you've stumped me. Kim, you got it?
I got nothing. Minya is the greatest kaiju? Is that what it is?
Psycho. That's not perfect. Is Psycho perfect? Psycho.
Hang on. It's gonna bother me now. I have to look it up.
You know we're doing it live when we're trying to understand Japanese live. Kaiju Fanatic brings up February is the best time to visit. Best weather, prices, and glorious presence of Winter Wonderfest. I don't want to go during Wonderfest. I'd have no money.
Oh no.
Manila is the best monster of all time.
Okay.
Greatest and strongest. Okay, for Psycho. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Now the question is, which one of you actually knew it and which one of you just kind of went on Google Translate? Because I have a suspicion that some of you just went to Google Translate.
Yeah.
Kaijuda.
Kaijuda.
I love Japanese. Honestly, Japanese as a language is really cool. I've been enjoying learning it.
Yeah, it is. It's an interesting language.
So, actually, Kim, so you study Japanese too, correct?
School sheet.
A little bit. Okay. So, what kind of led you to want to study Japanese?
Just watching a bunch of Japanese stuff, honestly. I think the one thing that kind of set me on my path to learning Japanese is, of all things, the live action Sailor Moon series. So yeah, as I was watching this series, I started to recognize some words. I'm like, oh, I know what that word means now. I'm like, oh, let's learn the rest of the language.
Actually, so we were talking about like seeing behind the curtain and how that kind of messes with things, right?
Yeah.
When I started learning Japanese and when I started to understand what I was hearing, that was another one of those moments. It was like, wait a minute. I don't entirely need subtitles. What's going on?
Yeah, I still need subtitles for sure. But it's like some words oh, I know what you said.
See, -1 is a film. Granted, I think that's because I've read the subtitles so much that like it's ingrained. Anthony Kim's translation is forever ingrained in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would actually need subtitles to understand that movie anymore.
I mean, you've only seen it 25,000 times.
And counting.
And counting.
Yeah. That was one of those where there were certain moments where I understood what I was hearing. And I was like, whoa. I actually know what they're saying in a couple of these moments. That's really weird.
Yeah, and sometimes you can kind of pick it up from the context too.
Mm-hmm. So I feel like we've kind of went in some interesting rabbit holes here, to be honest.
Oh, that's fun. If this is going on a lot longer than I was anticipating, so yay.
No, I was kind of like, wait a minute, we hit an hour, like,
Yeah.
and we've kind of went into some interesting. I mean, we hit kind of all the big points here, but we've kind of dove into a couple interesting things. So, one thing that I kind of wanted to talk to you about is you and I both I kind of wanted to talk a little shop with you on kind of our similar knowledge bases, which is we both kind of do a little bit of editing in our pastime or full time. You know, I think we both kind of want that to be something we kind of dive into kind of full time.
Mm-hmm.
So where did you kind of get the bug for editing?
Came from a really weird place. So when I was a teenager, I was into this kids show called Winx Club. And I had somehow gotten hold of a bunch of clips and I started making like music videos with them. And I put them on my first YouTube channel, my previous YouTube life. So I just made a bunch of those, and I eventually started doing Godzilla ones and other IPs that I was into at the time. And so I was like, hey, this whole editing the clips in time to the music is kind of fun. It's challenging. And so it's kind of a weird origin story, but yeah, that's where I started to get an interest for editing, like way back when I was using Windows Movie Maker. And then I eventually started making videos for my other YouTube channel that I made when I was in my 20s. And I graduated from Movie Maker to Adobe Premiere Elements. And then I eventually moved on to Premiere Pro as a freelance video editor.
Okay. Huh, interesting. Because I've heard a couple people I know use DaVinci. I use Premiere Pro. That's what my school taught me on was Adobe products. Mm-hmm. So I'm an Adobe kid. I'm one of those people, you know. Mm-hmm. Before that, I did some like Power Director and like very little iMovie stuff on my phone. Mm-hmm. I couldn't stand iMovie, to be honest. iMovie just like angered me. I used it for like 3 things, and I was like, I'm done. This is awful.
Yeah.
Thank God. I'm so happy. Like I made like 1 or 2 like short kaiju films back in the day. Mm-hmm. Thank God those have been like literally deleted from all life. I don't even remember them. I was fatter then. I'm still fat, but I was fatter then. I looked awful. The stuff looked awful. There was no such thing as color correction.
Yeah, well, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. And then I have a couple awful short films I've done, but hopefully that will change. Leslie brings up a good point. Actually, y'all doing great on time. In fact, if y'all can keep going for the next few hours to block out presidential debate. You know, we're not going to debate, but I think we could have a good public speaking. Not on politics. That's irrelevant.
No.
Movies. That's where it's at. Is cinema.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Kim, have you watched one thing that the Kaiju Conversation does a couple times, or every episode is asking each other, have you watched any Kaiju and Tokusatsu lately? Well, Kim, maybe not Kaiju and Tokusatsu, but has there been any movies you've watched lately?
I don't watch movies that much. I think the last movie I watched was Final Wars, actually. Roy and I were just sitting on the couch looking for something to watch, and then we decided, all right, whatever's playing on Pluto TV right now is the DVD that I'm going to pop in. And then it was Final Wars. So, yeah, that's the last movie I watched recently. Yeah, nothing really going on. Haven't really been in the mood to watch things lately. Just sit and watch and focus on what's happening on the screen in front of me. Yeah, nothing really. So occasionally I'll watch MST3K. But that's not a movie, but they watch movies.
You're watching somebody watch a movie.
Yeah, basically.
It's like how I watch people play video games.
Yeah.
So Godzilla Final Wars, it's funny you bring that movie up because that's going to be at the Pickwick. I was so happy to see that one. That's one of those rare Godzilla movies where it's like, okay, yeah, this needs a big screen.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to hear that score, that soundtrack echoing through theater speakers. Oh my God.
That's going to be fantastic. And I can't wait I bet there's going to be like a huge crowd reaction to like the opening sequence. I forgot how awesome that opening sequence is. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so we are going to transition this into a Final Wars appreciation panel, Kim.
Okay.
So, oh my God, like that, I just love everything about that movie.
It's a great movie. I don't care what anybody says. It's entertaining.
Honestly, one of my favorite things to do, I'm such a nerd. There's a track called Godzilla and Three Giant Monsters. It's the track they play during the Godzilla versus Anguirus versus King Caesar versus Rodan sequence. That track is such a bopper. I will turn that song on and I will crank the volume in my car up as loud as it can go. And like, I have nice Bose surround speakers, so like my rear view mirror like vibrates like viciously. My side mirrors will vibrate. I'll feel it in my chest. And that track specifically goes so hard, but on it, like every track in that movie is just so good.
It's a good soundtrack. It really is.
And then We're All to Blame. Like, you can't go wrong.
I used to listen to that song all the time because of that movie.
No, I remember as like a kid, I would like put that on while playing like cool math games. Nice. And like I would play like Loon Tower Defense playing, listening to We're All to Blame. And I think about it, I'm like, how was I such a metal child with that song?
A metal child.
Leslie's really baiting me here.
Oh.
Elijah, you love the wacky Final Wars, but detest the new Empire. Explain that to me. Well, let me explain it in the simplest way possible. Ryue Kitamura is the GOAT. Adam Wingard is broke. Enough said.
All right then.
That's all I need to say. That's all I need to say, Mr. Chambers. If that's your real name.
All right then.
Even Nathan says, "Don't open that."
Yeah, don't. Mm-mm.
We're not here to complain. We're here to be happy and celebrate.
Yes.
So, Kim, out of curiosity, what's some of your favorite things about content creation? Just in general, not just chill with Kaiju Kim or anything. Like what's some of your favorite things?
These are a few of my favorite things. Honestly, I like the fan interactions that I get, especially when I'm doing chill with Kaiju Kim. Like I like bouncing off the chat. And I also like making shorts where I ask like a random question, like, "Hey, how do you pronounce Biolante?" Or or "What's your favorite dubbed line from a Godzilla movie?" Stuff like that. And like one couple things I did a couple months ago. What was the try not to say the same thing as me? Like fun stuff like that. I just like interacting with people. It's fun and it's silly. It's like I like being me and a little goofy, a little wholesome. Delightfully stupid.
So, out of curiosity, would you wanna do a game of don't say the same thing as me?
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like let the chat come up with the prompt and then we come up with something and then we say it and then we'll say the loser. We got to come up with the stake here.
Oh dear.
I'm trying to think. I'm thinking, what can happen at G Fest?
Oh no. I don't like where this is going.
Chat, give us some ideas here. What should the loser do, or get, or be obligated?
Oh.
Real quick, Danny brings up, Kim, your short's one of the best things.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, Danny also brings up, buys the winner a toy. No set price. It could be $1. It could be $500.
No,
it doesn't matter.
I don't have money.
But it could be $1, Kim. You could get like a tiny finger puppet, and that would be perfect.
Okay, I'll do it if it's just like a tiny thing.
There's no set rule. It's just a toy.
I want rules. I don't have any money.
Well, maybe you win. Maybe you'll win.
Okay.
So what? 5 rounds?
Yeah.
Okay. So explain the rules, and we'll go from there, because I think you have a better idea of how the rules than I do.
I guess. Because I do it kind of differently on my channel, because like if I'm playing against the viewers, so trying to figure out how we're gonna make this work. How can we make this work? Because it's like,
Each chat member gives us a prompt.
okay,
We have to come up with an answer. No cheating.
yeah,
We each say our answer, and then we move on to the next round. How's that sound?
yeah,
Okay. So chat, bring up. We got to go slow at this so we can't cheat. No cheating. So it's the first thought in your head, correct?
yeah.
Okay. So chat, one person go, and then we'll see, and then we'll do 5 rounds. We'll see who wins.
Okay.
I'm nervous about this. I'm gonna start breaking a sweat.
Oh dear.
And then we'll go back and forth. So Kim, you can start, then me, then I'll start, then you. That way it's kind of even.
Okay.
So whoever wants to go first, this is live challenge. There we go.
Okay. Well, I guess this is what we're doing tonight. Fantastic.
Tokusatsu BTS, what are we supposed to... Okay, so you give us a prompt. We come up with the first thing that's in our head, right? And
Right.
then, okay. A Kaiju Godzilla has bitten.
Orga.
Biolante.
Mm.
So that's how that works. So there's one round.
Okay.
So what happens if we don't come up with the same thing? Do we just...
And then we both get each other toys.
There we go. I like that idea. That's a human character that is freaky.
Freaky in what way?
I go, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Rick Stanton.
Mr. Amikawa, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, wait. Leslie, what Godzilla movie era has to go?
I don't know. I guess gun to the head, I would say Reiwa. I don't know.
I would say Heisei.
Yeah.
So, what is this? What round are we at? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. We're at 3, so we're on round 4.
Okay.
Okay. A female character who's amazing. My turn, right?
Yes.
Miss Namikawa.
Miki Segusa.
we're doing pretty good here at not getting the same thing.
Okay, what's next?
So we have one more round, right?
Yes.
So we're both winning and losing.
Yeah, I like that.
I like this.
I can live with that.
So it's a final round. So who has a final question to maybe decide the winner of this?
Yes.
Wait, who? Oh, so wait, we would have to go again, right? Because yeah.
What? What's happening?
Okay. So if you win, or if you say your answer and then I say the same, so then you wait. No, I'm overthinking this. I'm overthinking.
Just
Never mind.
Let's just let it be.
Acno, I see you posted one, but I'm going to let somebody else try in the chat to do one, so we kind of do it evenly. I don't think we've done a double yet, because it was Nathan, Tokusatsu BTS, Leslie, and then Acno. Yeah, so we have one more. Godzilla movies with actual Godzilla toys in them.
Godzilla versus Hedorah.
Godzilla Final Wars.
Oh yeah.
So, do we want to do a bonus round?
If you want, I guess.
Okay.
Either way, we're both getting toys, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Jacob posts one more. What is the most overrated Godzilla film? It's my turn or your turn?
It's your turn.
I would say Godzilla versus Destroya.
Ooh. GMK.
Okay. And I'm just we're gonna keep going. Robert's go. Until we run out of people giving new people giving us ones, we'll do this.
All right. Which kind do you think you can take on and that I can take on in hand-to-hand fight? Rodan, I guess. I don't know.
Dogura? I don't know.
I don't freaking know.
So Kim, I owe you an action figure. It will happen.
Yay.
And then we'll have to find a way to prove that I got you an action figure.
Okay. I'll film it. It'll be part of my vlog for this year.
So, okay, this one I think you would just appreciate. We're gonna do it. I think this is a very.
I think you know my answer to this one.
I think I do too.
It's already in the chat, actually. Baby Godzilla.
See, I would pick Baragon, but I knew
Baragon.
that you were going to do Baby Godzilla.
Baby Godzilla. I still got my son back there. Yes, he'll be coming with me to G-Fest again.
Yay! So I'm trying to think. Is there? That was a pretty fun little game that ended.
Yay!
Yay!
Good times to be had by all.
Nathan asks which Baragon.
Oh, from GMK.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. Is that... Wait, we just thought the same thing. Who wins?
We both win. Everyone wins.
Everyone wins!
I am the queen of the fabulous empire, and I declare everyone wins.
Yes, quite.
Yes, quite.
So, Kim, is there anything you can think of that you would want to... They want us to do a round of rock, paper, scissors.
I mean, I guess we could do that. I don't know.
1 point wins. The person who wins gets the honor and the respect of the chat.
I mean, I already have that by being me, so.
I know, so you're just going to get higher. Like, I don't know how you can get much higher on that level, but you would just get higher.
I guess.
So if we do this, is it rock, paper, scissors, shoot, then go? Or is it rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and on shoot we go?
On shoot we go.
Okay. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay. Kim wins.
Yay.
And so that means Kim continues to have the utmost respect and honor of the chat, as she is the queen of the Kaiju Empire, the queen of the fabulous Kaiju Empire. Kaiju
Yes.
Kim.
You're welcome.
So I don't want to take up too much more of your time, Kim. We've went for an hour and almost a half. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good, but I'm good to go for another few minutes if you want.
Okay. You want to hit a 1:30 and then call it good?
Sure, why not?
Okay. So let's see here. Well, now I'm going to plan what amazing gift. I'm going to get you the perfect winner gift.
Okay.
It's going to be something I'm going to have to figure it out, but it'll happen, and we'll record it, and then we'll have to prove it.
Alrighty.
Let's see here. I'm trying to think of something. Of something to get us to the 1:30 mark here. What is your favorite G-Fest tradition?
My favorite G-Fest tradition.
Without being too specific of place or whatever.
I don't suppose I have any traditions except, my post G-Fest stream has become a bit of a tradition.
And we love that stream, Kim.
Aw. Yeah, it gets a little chaotic, but I do have a good time.
and one of my favorite parts is just the random Matt Frank cameos. That's my favorite thing.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a tradition. The first year he was just in the background, frolicking in the background, but last year he actually sat down and talked to us. But maybe that'll happen again this year. Who knows? We'll see.
I hope. Fingers crossed. That's one of the traditions of the tradition. A wild Matt Frank cameo.
A wild Matt Frank appeared. Nathan says Omni viewer wants to join us for that. Yes, absolutely. He is more than welcome.
And then Jacob asks if I'll wear Nathan's hat at my next panel.
Which hat? That's a beret.
No.
Fun times.
Here do we see a frolicking Frank in his natural habitat.
Good lord, my butterfingers.
Sorry about that. Yes, my
us love. Yes, quite. Oh, don't know. Oh yes. Oh, I see we've approached the part of the stream where I break into my British accent.
It has officially become a Kaiju Kim stream.
Indeed. Yes, quite.
Yes.
Whatever shall we talk about, Elijah? We can talk about anything. We can ask me some questions about my personal life, or depending on the question, I'm willing to answer. Content creation, whatever you so desire. It's your show.
Let's see. Well, I certainly don't want to ask you your opinion of this hair.
I think it's lovely.
Well, spoiler alert, it will not look like this when I go to G-Fest.
Okay.
I'm honestly waiting till like the last minute to get a haircut because I want it to look good. So like every day, like my hair will just get into my face. And I just have to deal with it at work.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go to the salon before G-Fest because my hair can be in tip-top shape like it was last year.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole process.
You
right?
gotta look fabulous for G-Fest.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
So, are you and your twin going to have any shenanigans at G-Fest?
Oh, most likely. We were actually texting this morning, like, hey, we're gonna get up to some shenanigans. Let's go.
That's what I'm really excited to see that. See what shenanigans happen.
Yes. I can't wait to see Donnie, my twin. I love him so much.
You know, I haven't told him this. And maybe I'll never tell Donnie this. But I'm not gay, but if I was, it might be for him.
Okay.
He's just such a wonderful human being.
He is. He's so wonderful. He's adorable too. I love him.
Like there's not a bad bone in his body.
Mm-mm.
He's a rare occurrence of a truly amazing human being.
Yes.
Granted, I'm in the presence of another one right now, so it makes sense. You guys are twins. It makes perfect sense.
Yes. Yeah. We're both amazing. We both love Godzilla. And we both like Evanescence. So there you go.
There you go. That makes that it was meant to be. It was meant to be you two would run into each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, out of curiosity, Kim, is there anything you're working on you would want to talk about? Is there anything you're kind of working on behind the scenes? I know you're not like full blown going into content creation, but I'm sure up here there's some thoughts circling all the time.
There are indeed. I have a few video ideas. I was actually working on a little something last week. I don't know if it's actually ever going to come to fruition, but we'll see. It's nothing crazy, but just something that I had an idea for. Yeah, and maybe a certain something could be revived sometime in the future, but I would have to jump through some hoops first. But yeah, other than that, really nothing, not too much going on behind the scenes content-wise.
Gotcha. Just kind of the hype train, right, for getting your bachelor's. That's gonna be exciting.
Yes, I'll be finished with my bachelor's by the end of next year. So yay.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because I'm at a junior status now because I had gotten my associate's degree. So now I'm going for my bachelor's. Yes.
So that's actually not that long. That's actually a pretty quick turnaround. I was kind of expecting like 2 to 3 years. So,
Yeah, no, just a year and a half.
Well, that officially bamboozled my brain. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Well, Kim, we're about at the hour and 30-minute mark. And, I think hour and 30, a nice 90-minute runtime,
Mm-hmm.
we've talked a little bit about the life. We've talked about the upcoming stuff. We've talked about all the exciting things. Now I'm gonna ask you one more question.
Okay.
And it might be a little hard to answer, and you can take all the time you need to answer it.
Alrighty.
But if there's one thing that you would want to end a live stream on, what is the one thing you would want to say?
Bye. That's all I got. I don't know. My usual sign off is like, all right, see you next time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would say something profound. I mean,
What's your favorite quote?
why are you gonna ask me this question?
Well, like as an example, one of my favorite quotes is "Go that way, really, really fast, and if anything gets in your way, turn."
It's like, all right, get out of my house. Bye. Sometimes
That's a good one.
I'll literally say that when my sister, comes to pick up her kids after I'm done babysitting them. I'm like, all right, get out of my apartment. Matter of fact, I'll sing a song that the kids love. I'll say, get out of my apartment, get out of my apartment, get out of my apartment, get out. And it's a little cherry on top is I have a doormat in front of my door that says go away. I don't get very many visitors. You can probably guess why.
Oh, that was perfect. Oh, I love that. That's perfect. Oh, that might be the best thing I've heard in a long time. I think that's a great point to end on. You almost made me embarrass myself again.
You good? Or do you need a moment? Elijah.exe has stopped working. Please reboot.
Oh my god. I love that. Kim, that's the best. That's why I asked you that question. Who needs profound when you have go away doormats? Oh, well. Okay. Let me hear.
Yeah, are we back? Okay. Not yet? All right, cool.
I'm not ready.
All right,
I'm not ready. Okay. The caffeine, it's getting to me.
I see.
I need to stop drinking these.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome. Thank you so much. You don't make many appearances, but when you do, it's memorable, and I greatly appreciate it. So thank you so much for agreeing to be on. This is your technical second time being on KCL. First time officially solo. I'm so happy to finally have you on. 15 episodes in. Seems like 15 episodes too late.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much for coming on here. It was a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it.
Thanks for having me.
Is there anything you want to link? Anything you want to tag, throw out there?
Well, I guess you can subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, Kaiju Kim, if you're looking for some wholesome and delightfully stupid content related to Godzilla and his fellow kaiju. I make stuff whenever I feel like it, and it's not like a video essays, it's not like reviews, it's just me goofing off, asking random questions, or playing a game with my followers, because that's how I roll.
How
You
we
can
do
follow
it.
me on Twitter, X, at Kaiju Kim, Instagram, Kaiju_Kim. And I have a Facebook group called the K Force Lounge. Don't not much happening on there. Some people post their content on there, which is awesome. But yeah, you can join that as well if you haven't already. And yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got going on.
I'm going to throw this up because I think it's worth throwing this out there. Kim, you are a lovely human being and an absolute light in our lives. Keep going after your dreams and taking care of yourself. We're all blessed to know you. See you in 2 weeks. That, Danny, that's the perfect way to summarize it.
I love Danny. I want to give him a big hug when I see him. I'm going to give all of you big hugs.
Well, I'm not going to do the normal sign off. I think what you said there and I think what Danny said is good enough. But thank you all for tuning in. Go down to the description below to see all the Kaiju Conversation links and my links. Thank you all for tuning in. 25 viewers, Kim. A lot of people love seeing you.
Oh,
This is one of the bigger ones. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I'm happy to have you on here. I'm happy to chill with Kaiju Kim. So thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you, Kim. It's very awesome to see you here. Very awesome to talk to you. Very awesome to get to enjoy some time with you. So with that, this has been Kaiju Conversation episode 15, the Queen of Kaiju herself. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, please remember, life's too short to not talk big. Bye, guys.
Bye.